Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you with quite a fancy figure that I've been kind of hunting for, and I'm glad I finally got my hands on. Today we're going over the Marvel Legends Iron Man series Ursa Major Build-A-Figure Wave figure. And as you can see, he's all nice and discombobulated. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Ramon. He gave me the Build-A-Figure because that's all I wanted. I looked at the wave and I'll be honest, I had absolutely zero interest in it, other than maybe Ultron, but the rest of them I was just kind of like, that's a super hard pass for me. But this bear was just too gorgeous to pass up. If you do want to get the wave, it is still up for pre-order, both on Dorkside Toys and Big Bad Toy Store. But first, always as I say, please check with your local comic shop and see if they can get the wave in for you. Now, if you want to build this guy, the head it comes with the hologram Iron Man, the right arm is Ultron, the left arm is the Vault Guardsman, the fur pelt, the back of the back, and the torso comes with Dark Star, the right leg comes with Ironheart, and the left leg comes with the Stealth Iron Man. So with that said, let's start putting this bad boy together, kind of start getting all this stuff out of the way. Grab the two pieces here. And one thing is, you see how many figures it takes to build this guy. This is where I don't know if it's just Hasbro's just too like, ooh, we got to get figures out there in the market. But when we went over the, what was it? The Merciless Build-A-Figure, it only took 4 figures to build. Because, they put like both arms and both legs. And I like that McFarlane's kind of saving everyone's wallet in that regard. Instead of killing us having to buy this many figures for the Marvel Legends. So I don't know, something about Hasbro that it's kind of like, stop it. So let's make sure the legs are right here. Yep. Get that bad boy in there. Make sure it is in. Where's the other one? I threw everything in there. So I'm like, where'd it go? There we go. As you can see, as you start to build this guy, he gets quite beefy. You're just sort of like, my goodness, this is a big bear. Take the left arm. Ugh. Take the right arm. Now the pelt, see how he has this hole here and this hole here? You have to kind of match those pegs up, which we did. And as you can see, she or he, I'm not quite sure. Ursa Major, the bear itself, just one massive figure. So let's get a closer look at him. And here's Ursa put together. And as you can see, once you pose this character, absolutely beautiful. I knew from the moments that I saw the product shot that I needed to have this. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't know a whole lot about the character himself, but it gives me a chance to go back and read more comics, which is just like, yes, that's always one of my favorite things to do. But just, knowing nothing about the character, because this is a pretty versatile figure. You can use him either as the character himself or in any other type of situations. One hell of a nice, big, beefy figure. So let's get him off the spinner, and let's take a look at everything it has to offer. Ursa Major was created by Bill Monolo and Sal Buscema. His first cameo appearance was the Incredible Hulk number 250 from August 1980, and he made his first full appearance in Incredible Hulk 258. Now, from what I understand, he is the first known mutant born in the Soviet Union. He's a shapeshifter, and he was abandoned as a child and grew up in the wilderness. Now, being a mutant and having the strength that he does, he was part of the Soviet super soldiers alongside with Dark Star and the Crimson Dynamo, which Dark Star is part of this wave. I kind of wish the Crimson Dynamo was as well, instead of all the flipping Iron Men. So anyway, he does not come with any accessories, so let's just go ahead and dive right into the paint apps. And right off the bat, I just love the face sculpt. It is very well done, if we can focus. I like how they have the light brown, dark washed or dry brushed with some darker to kind of just offset it. The black eyes are phenomenal. Let me get a close-up on that. Just adds this nice, menacing look about it. The teeth, gruesome. It'd been kind of neat if they were able to give it a little bit of like, not monster, but, animal drool. I like that the tongue's there. The one thing that I will say is a missed, like a huge missed opportunity, is being able to open and close the mouth, kind of like how McFarlane did for not the Merciless, the Devastator figure. Yeah, this would have been cool if you could open and close that at your convenience, but you're just stuck with an open mouth, so it's like, shit. Well, it is what it is. The browns look good all the way through the body. Like I said, you got a little bit of that dark wash, and they're just to offset it, and I'm glad that they made sure to go around to the back. You can see it predominantly in the shoulder blades. Same thing, even though the mane is a different piece, it doesn't look out of place. It looks natural. And the way that they did the fur, yeah, this is all plastic. But you kind of get it far enough away, and it does look like how fur would hang on a bear. They give them the very swole human anatomy. Looks good. The toes, I like how it's a dark, almost dark chocolate brown, offset with just a regular brown to kind of just give it that differentiation. Same thing on the claws. And these are a little sharp, so be careful. But it looks really good. The paint apps just, I feel like they did a really good job with this figure. I'm glad that they didn't, that they didn't half-ass it, for lack of a better word. Because there's times that we've seen figures where, they'll have all this detail, the dark dry brushing, and you come around to the back and it'll be gone. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. I'm glad that there's no flipping stamp. I'm so glad they left all the legal crap on the bottom of the feet so that your figure looks good and not uninterrupted by all the legal mumbo-jumbo that they have to do. So definitely great paint apps. For a big Build-A-Figure character, I'm glad for the articulation that we do have. There are a couple of things that are frustrating, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So the head is probably the biggest disappointment. You can only tilt them up that high, that low. Come on. Now I'll show you why that irritates me here in a minute. His head does twist this way, which is kind of useless, and you do have to be careful with this mane because it does tend to pop off if you twist the head too much, which leads me into the arms, because if you try to get the arm all the way up, again, that freaking mane pops off. I wish that they'd find a way to make that more of a soft plastic, because it looks good on there, but I don't like when articulation is hindered. You can go up that high. And of course, if you work this, move it this way, without that mane, you can go all the way up, but it's just, again, the freaking mane is so frustrating. Upper bicep swivel. Essentially single jointed elbows that are at 90 degrees, so that's okay. The paws go up and down. They spin 360. The only thing that I kind of wish that they would have given us in terms of maybe some accessories is some grabbing hands. You do a bear hug on a character, but say you want to do like a throat grab or whatever, that would have been kind of neat. Or maybe like how the old Toy Biz, how the hands actually, the fingers and the thumb would actually open and close on each other. That did lead to some problems once in a while, but still it helps immensely. The diaphragm joint, he's actually pretty well articulated. You can get him down that much, that far back for a nice bear growl. Does twist that way, and then you can, Macarena all about, so that's cool. Legs can go that far out, that far up. The only thing that, again, pisses me off, this needs to be soft plastic, is that butt flap hinders your legs from going up any further. I hate that butt flap is such a problem on some of the figures. Ugh. Hate it. Upper thigh cut. Single jointed knee, but, still has a nice range there. Foot goes up, foot goes down. Does have ankle pivots. Okay. Did not want to work with me. So yeah, overall, the articulation's great. I don't like the head. I think the head portion is the most irritating. I wish this opened and closed. I wish that we could look up and down. And the reason that I said that, going back to the head, is because say you want to have him like roaming out in the wilderness, you can get him down on all fours like a bear. And you can kind of twist that up a little bit. But the problem is here is, okay, we got that. But the head, if you could at least get the head up a little bit more to make it look like he's growling at prey or something, that'd be kind of a neat shot to do. But now you're stuck with this bear where you can get him down on all fours like a natural bear. But Hasbro's like, hey, guess what? Screw you and the head pivot that you want. That we're not going to give it to you. Damn it, come on. How freaking hard was that to work that out? Ugh, that's just frustrating. Anyway, other than that, decent articulation. Here's Ursa Major up against the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Waves Wolverine and Sabretooth, as well as the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Wolverine. And as you can see, this Mamma Jamma towers over these three figures, which means when you put them up against different size ones, you're going to have an excellent time. Put them up against the Hulk, Wendigo, Sasquatch, all those giant figures. It's going to look so good, and I can't wait to do some battle poses. It's going to be delicious. But I just kind of wanted to throw up some traditional X-Men characters against a not so well-known character that kind of really predominated the Incredible Hulk series. With that said, which of these figures do you guys like the most? Are you excited for the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure? Let me know down in the comments. As I said at the beginning of this review, this is one excellent figure. I love the attention to detail, you know, the paint apps and whatnot, the way they did the fur. It looks semi-real, enough to where if you pose them on a shelf or do photography, it's going to look good. As I said, the only two things that really piss me off about this thing is how they're like, all right, I'm going to give you a bear. We have it where you can pose it on all fours, but you can't tilt the head up and down to make it look like he's roaring. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give you a mame that, you know, seems functional, but the minute you move those arms up, it's going to pop off and look unnatural to you. So enjoy that, collectors. And that's kind of how I feel like, you know, when they were designing this thing, they were just kind of like, let's make sure that we give them enough of what they like, but we're also going to shaft them as well. And that's my own personal thing. For me in general, that aside, I can't wait to get this sucker in front of the camera and just start getting all sorts of awesome snapshots of him fighting different characters, and maybe some, you know, nature shots too, to get some National Geographic going on. But if you have enjoyed this figure, I would say please first and foremost support your local comic shop. See if you can get the wave, or there are sometimes where shops will just sell the loose Build-A-Figure pieces, so maybe you can build Ursa that way. Me, I'm glad that I was able to buy them completed, because there was just too many freaking Iron Mans from this wave. That just, to me, got a little redundant and ridiculous, the double R's there. The only one that was worth a damn that I will say pick up and check out the review we did on it is Ultron. That is one sexy figure. And now, guys, if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little creepy Grizzly bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we'd love to hear your feedback and just talk with y'all down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, photo slideshow coming up next. Hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.